one. Welcome to the M&I's podcast. My name is Mark. I'm joined by my friend and co-host.
Isaiah. Nice to meet you guys.
Before we begin, if you guys enjoy our content, please hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Let me pass the mic over to Isaiah for a quick few announcements.
All right, guys. We just want to say thank you again for everything that happened these past couple of weeks. We are on our way to assuring that our lives are in the place that it need to be. So that means real life stuff, and that involves someone getting ready for medical exams, and then someone else getting ready for their next step within their career. So it's gonna be a little bit busy, but I'm glad that we're able to do these live streams. And if you are not able to catch us, don't worry, they will be recorded and they will be left here and as well on Spotify. And this is the one section where I'm actually really glad that it gets to end up on YouTube, so it gets more views. It's where we talk about some mental health tips. And for today, I'm actually going to go ahead and talk about the health benefits of blueberries because it actually does a lot for mental health. So these were actually from Microsoft Start, where it talks about like their little Q&A section, question coming from like what are the health benefits of blueberries, and then these answers come from a bunch of verified professionals. For example, the first one comes from Maria Arianetti, who is a postgraduate in nutritional support and has a bachelor in nutrition and 13 years of experience from Argentina. And she says that blueberries contain many health benefits, such as maintaining healthy bones and skin health, lowering blood pressure, managing diabetes, protecting against heart disease, preventing cancer, improving mental health, and promoting healthy digestion and weight loss. And one more, it comes from, like, for example, from Mantwa uh, Radebe. I probably butchered that, but she's from South Africa. She has a master's of science in nutrition, 12 years of experience. And she says that blueberries contain antioxidants, phytoflavonoids, potassium, vitamin C, and other nutrients. These nutrients help blueberries to provide the body with many health benefits, which include, again, heart diseases, easing inflammation, improving bone health, mental health, and many more. So, what I have been doing lately is I've been just chomping on like a bunch of freshly refrigerated blueberries, and I love it. I love the taste of blueberries. I love the health benefits they get from blueberries. And so, along with drinking water, you can also go ahead and add that to your repertoire if you'd like to. Add some blueberries in there. It's super good for you, along with other things like banana, oatmeal. But you know, you can get that into that later. But for now, just have some blueberries. And so that is the mental health tip portion that we have for this week. I will pass the mic over back to you, Mr. Mark, for the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, fuck the medical exam. I'll just be honest. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh God, I
Is
don't
it
want
is it a lot of how much? Okay, for all the viewers out there who are either in now or managed to catch this, uh, how much of your Monday through Friday schedule do you dedicate to studying for your medical exam?
bruh. Dude, it is ridiculous. I'm going through pathology right now, and it's just killing me. I'm like, God, I can't do this right now. Like going through pathology, then I have to also go through pharmacology, which is normally if you go through that, that's a 6 year program. I gotta learn 6 years in like a month, and I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, wait, 6 years in
Yeah,
a
so
month?
yeah, we have a friend uh, from college. His name is Randy. Um, he's currently going to he's in pharmacy. He's in a pharmacy school trying to be a pharmacist.
Okay.
The stuff he's learning, I'm learning, but I'm like learning it at such an accelerated version compared to him. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, I'm doing your job. I'm doing the nurse's job. I'm doing everything all in like a span roughly of 2 years. I'm like, I'm cramming everything in this class.
Oh, dude, are you even like picking up on the content? Like
Yeah,
if that's
I
fast?
have to. I have to. If I
Oh,
don't,
dude.
I'm failing this exam, bro.
Okay, okay. So like side question, right? So let's say that you come across something that you don't quite understand. What is your like the mark process of trying to understand this thing?
Dude, you have to buy like a crap ton of books, like the similar to how they have a review for your SATs and stuff. I have to buy
Okay.
some of those for specific courses or specific sections of the medical licensing exam.
Oh
I'm like,
man.
yeah, man, this is ridiculous. I'm like killing myself. But let's get into it because we're not here to talk about my struggles of the medical licensing exam. We're here to talk about the struggles of boxing. So there's been thrown out and boxing Twitter and social media. And the question is, has Tank Davis finally surpassed Canelo Alvarez as the face of boxing? And
Huh.
what people are using to justify, whatever claim they're trying to make is that Tank Davis made, I believe, a 1.2 million pay-per-view buys, right?
Okay.
And Canelo Alvarez recently, after his fight with Charlo, made roughly between 650 to 700,000 pay-per-view buys.
Hmm.
And there are people on these, social media platforms saying that Tank Davis is finally the new face of boxing, and Canelo is a fading star. He's a
Hmm.
he's the bygone era, the has been, the no longer
Oh.
is. And I'm like, what is going on
What?
here?
Okay.
What do you think about that?
That's so subjective though. Like, okay, when you say the face of boxing, what does that mean? Does that mean like who's the most popular, or like, cuz like what that to me, right? The face
Mm-hmm.
of boxing that could be pretty much any of the greats that you can think of. Mike Tyson, you could say Floyd Mayweather, you could say Manny Pacquiao, uh you can say Muhammad Ali. Like, because there's it's boxing, you don't just base it off of like one person. For example, when I see boxing, you say the word boxing to me, I think of like 3 to 4 different people, and one of them is not Tank Davis. Like, Tank Davis is, don't get me wrong, Tank Davis is really good, but if you say boxing to me, I will more likely think of Canelo first and then think of Tank Davis, because Canelo has been around a lot longer and he's done a lot more. And in my brain, right, I think boxing, I think Muhammad Ali, I think Tyson, I think Canelo, I think Mayweather, I think Pacquiao, and then it goes over to like the more like newer people, Lomachenko, Tank Davis, Haney, Shakur, like people who have come up a lot more recently. Canelo has been around a lot longer than that. So the face of boxing, it's not one face, it's multiple faces for me. And I'm sorry that Tank Davis is not one of those for me. So it doesn't, I don't care about your buys. I don't care about your if that's what you're going with that. I don't really care. I don't think I would surpass Canelo as that. You'd have to do a lot more, and it's gonna take a lot more years. So that's my opinion. What do you think, Mike?
You gotta put some nuances in this conversation because look at who Tank Davis fought to get that 1.2. He fought like a super popular guy on social media in Ryan Garcia, right?
Okay.
This
Yeah.
man is known on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, right? Like a bunch of teenage girls know who Ryan Garcia is,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then look at the flip side of the coin with Canelo Alvarez versus Jermel Charlo. Even though Charlo is an undisputed champion, he is not known widely amongst casual fans, right? People who do not follow boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're just going off one singular moment to justify the claim that Tank Davis can surpass Canelo, then at this point, that seems like you're just cherry picking your facts. Because Canelo, yes, he has. If we're gonna go peak for peak, Canelo has a higher peak compared to Tank Davis. Canelo has a longer stretch of being on the top and fighting pay per view and fighting multiple champions and fighting venue filled arenas compared to Tank Davis. Prior to fighting Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, on average, this is not a bad thing, on average was getting roughly around 300 to 500,000 pay per view buys, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's if you translate that to dollars, it's roughly around like 20 to 40 million dollars, give
Mm-hmm.
or take. But Canelo has been fighting all these other champions and earning close to 600 to almost an average of 1.3 million pay-per-view buys repeatedly. He fought Triple G 3 times. Those sold pay-per-view buys. He fought Floyd Mayweather, and he fought multiple other champions. And again, Canelo has done it longer and has more experience in these fights. And not only that, but I haven't seen Canelo. I haven't seen Tank Davis in any advertisements outside of promoting his fights. I
Mm-hmm.
see Canelo Alvarez on Michelob Ultra ads all over, all over TV. Like during the Super Bowl, he was all over the ads that were being played. So, in addition to that, he's on the Forbes list as one of the richest athletes.
Mm.
Like it's not just just that one singular moment. It has to be in a span of at least 5 years that you're selling close to a million pay-per-view buys before we can definitively say, oh, you are now the new face of boxing, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
face of boxing could differ between people, right? To some people, it is Tank Davis. To other people, it's Canelo. Some people, it might be Noya Inoue. Others, it might be Tyson Fury, right? It just depends on where you're from. But definitively, as I hope we can all agree, that Canelo is the face of boxing because of his, again, longevity, his popularity, his ability to sell, you know, upwards of plus, 500,000 pay-per-view buys average,
Mm-hmm.
fighting a unknown or almost a unknown opponent. He can do almost 650 to 700,000. That's huge. And not only that, but like an entire country backs him too. So
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
again, I think that's what I believe puts Canelo a little further up that totem pole compared to Tank Davis. But don't get me wrong. I think Tank Davis, if he fights, and knocks out Lomachenko, he gonna be on there.
Oh, dude.
If he does that and he beats Lomachenko, he completely washes like Teofimo, then he you know decapitates Devin Haney. Ah, he's in there.
Oh,
He's
dude.
in,
In there.
he's in there.
But even then, I would say that the face of boxing, it's so subjective that it shouldn't even be a thing because it has to be multiple people. Like you can't just say Canelo. You'd have to bring in other people
Uh-huh.
like that, like the has-beens who are actually retired. Pacquiao, Mayweather, for example. The face. If you're talking about like new people, then you have so many other people. Inoue, Tank David, Canelo is probably one of the older ones. Triple G's still in there. I think. I don't think he's retired yet.
He hasn't fought in
Yeah. Well, I
years.
mean, he hasn't retired yet, but he's still in there.
Yeah,
Um.
but let's just be honest. Like, come on, Triple G.
Yeah. Nah, he's getting old, guys. Just kidding.
No, he should be retired, bro. He hasn't fought anyone of late, and I haven't heard any news from him.
He,
So
sh- he should retire now. I think it's
yeah,
about time. Even though he's never been knocked out, I feel like
he
at
hasn't
some
even been
point he
knocked
will
down
be.
either.
Yeah, I believe at some point he will be, and I want to be there for that. He is one of my favorite, uh, just stylistically to watch. But that's aside from the point. It's
No,
multi-faced to me.
if we're talking about like the Mount Rushmore of boxing, right? This encompasses the whole entire generation of boxing. Then yeah, but if we're talking about the face of boxing as of today, right now, in this very moment, it would still be Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, because he's still active.
He's
So,
still active and he's
still
still
active.
pulling in big numbers, and people want to see him in these fights. So,
Yep.
it is what it is. Let's move on to the next one, which is Shakur Stevenson has a very outspoken opinion, and he believes that Terrence Bud Crawford will outbox the fuck out of Canelo. And in the same camp with Shakur is this heavyweight prospect, Richard Torres, who's an Olympian, said that Canelo is not as strong as Terrence Crawford because he sparred with TC, and he said that TC was hurting him compared to other heavyweights.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about these claims and Shakur Stevenson's own opinion and analysis of Canelo?
Has Richard Torres gone against Canelo ever? Like in
No,
sparring?
well, no, well, Richard Torres is a heavyweight.
Yeah. But I mean, if he sparred with someone as small as TC, then
Well,
no Canelo.
he doesn't. I don't think he has ever sparred with Canelo in terms
Oh,
of their
okay.
camps.
Because I mean, if that's what you say,
Because
like it's hard. Like if you made that comparison between TC and Canelo and you sparred both of them, that's a little different story. Because like at the end of the day, I there's weight classes for a reason, and I feel as if you put TC, yes, in a like if you go up a couple of divisions to to meet Canelo, and then Canelo only has to go down in weight and then pump back up for the actual fight. I'm not sure if you want to play that game. You could, and I'm not saying that TC is not a very, 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 very strong boxer, but I feel like weight classes do play a role at some point, and that point could be that. So I don't know if I don't play that game. That's my opinion. What do you think,
I
Mark?
just think I think this is a very biased opinion. Because Shakur is in the same camp as TC, and Richard Torres
Yeah.
is also in the same camp as TC. But to put this point out there, Canelo has sparred with heavyweights. He has sparred with a what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. He has sparred with Andy Ruiz when Andy Ruiz was in his camp.
Oh.
Yeah. He has sparred with other people who are 10 times bigger than Canelo. So in addition to that, Canelo's fought other people who are bigger than him, 6'3" and above, and yet he still fucks them up. So, for Shakur to say that TC will outbox him, I believe it, because TC is a very slick boxer and he punches in combination. However, the moment that punch lands from Canelo, how will TC react to that? It is a different type of punch.
Yeah.
It's different from a guy who fights at 147 against a guy who naturally is now walking around 168. That punch hurts a little different. Like, let's just be honest with you.
Oh, not just that, but like if TC punches Canelo and you find that it doesn't affect the way that other people do when you usually punch them, because he's like a lot higher in weight, that's also disheartening too.
Yeah, look at what happened with Charlo, bro. Charlo threw some really good combinations, but Canelo just ate it like Scooby Stacks, bro. He just ate that. And he just kept moving. There was no point where I was like, yo, Canelo's hurt. No. Canelo ate it, and then when he hit Charlo was like, yeah, this shit hurts different. So, again, I think all of this is just hyperbole. I think they're just bigging up their boy TC. I have no problem with that. but you really are asking for your friend to be executed. Like that ain't cool.
That's a couple weight classes up, bro. I wouldn't. I'm not sure about that one, Chief.
Yeah, dude. There's this one time in sparring, I faced someone who was like naturally 200 pounds,
Uh huh.
and I think that's like three weight classes from me, and he hit me once. He hit me once with a clean right hand
Mm-hmm.
because I was just out, like I was just moving around, hitting him with a jab, and it looked like it didn't do a single thing to this man. He hit me once with his right hand, dude. I was like, bing! I
Oh.
was like,
Oh.
I was like,
Okay.
I was like, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's chill out here. Let's chill, because again, there's a difference in this fight game. That's why we have weight classes.
Yes.
So,
It's a bigger difference than you think. Skill can go a certain way, but it's not like you don't go untapped in
oh no,
boxing.
dude.
That is
Yeah,
almost near nigh impossible that you don't get tapped at least once.
yeah, at least once, bro.
At least once.
And it might hurt that one time, and you go sleep. Like you
Uh,
could be outboxing Canelo like all 12 rounds, and all of a sudden, the last 30 seconds, Canelo just hits you, and you go sleep. That's it. It is what it is.
and it doesn't do good for you like on the outside either. Like then you're gonna have like what's his name? Ted Teddy Atlas is gonna be like, oh no, TC wasn't that good, really. He didn't really try that hard.
No,
Like
I think no.
we're
You
gonna the
know what's
whole
probably
thing.
gonna happen?
What's gonna
Teddy
happen?
Atlas is probably gonna be like, "Oh, TC is so great. He tried to challenge himself. He tried to become great by facing the big bad man Canelo. Canelo ain't really that good. He beat up a smaller person."
Oh, okay.
You already know how
Okay.
that narrative comes out of Teddy Atlas. It's
Okay.
like he will discredit Canelo, but big up TC in any fucking way.
Okay. All right, old man. Let's get your walks outside. Come on.
Yeah, but
You and me.
you know, Canelo's only loss has one of his other losses from Bivol, but the other one, his first one, came from Floyd. And in an interview, he said the only reason I lost to Floyd was because Floyd had more experience than I did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fairly sure Floyd said somewhere, like in an interview, that Canelo was already beating like top class people. So it's not like you can't like use that excuse kind of thing, which is true. I would say that, within that night, I think Mayweather he was just on it. He was just better that night. So, I mean, if you if they were to fight now, obviously, yeah, but that's because Floyd is like 40 something, so you can't really make that
Yeah, it's
adjustment.
like beating up an old man,
It's
bro.
making beating up an old man, bro. Don't. It's yeah. Sure, you can say experience, but like he's already beating top dudes, so that's not really there. I don't really agree with that. I think
Yeah,
he
you
just
know
lost to
what?
Floyd. I would just say he lost to Floyd because he lost to Floyd.
I think Floyd's
So
just Floyd's just that great.
yeah, I
Hey,
mean
Floyd.
he's a defensive genius.
Yeah, Floyd has. Yeah, he is a defensive genius, but only that. Not only that, but Floyd. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, Floyd doesn't have power," but yet it has kept all these people, including Manny Pacquiao, the great Manny Pacquiao, 8 division world champion Manny Pacquiao, from fully committing and throwing like haymakers.
Mm-hmm.
Because Floyd does have pop. Like if we look at Canelo's actual record before he fought Floyd, he faced against Carlos Manuel Baldomir, who was a very good fighter, as well as Jose Miguel Cotto, which is again another Hall of Famer. He also
Mm-hmm.
faced Carlos Herrera, also a very good really good fighter, not a Hall of Famer. He also faced Shane Mosley, also
Damn.
another Hall of Famer. He faced Josito Lopez, another champion, undefeated. No, He also faced another champion. He also faced Austin Trout, another champion, and then he faced Floyd. So Canelo was fighting other guys who were also Hall of Famers who have plethora of experiences, and yet he still found a way to beat those guys. And it's just Floyd is just that type of dude, bro.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, like Floyd was about to lose, not gonna lie, because there was this one scorecard that was ridiculous that gave it a draw for Canelo.
Oh,
Yeah, it was CJ Ross had it 114, 114. Well, Moretti and Craig had it for Floyd 116, 112, and 117 to 111. So,
weird.
yeah, so that's why Floyd just won by a majority decision. And ever since then, CJ Ross has never, ever, ever, uh, we'll call this, has ever been able to judge a fight for Floyd or in the state of Nevada since then.
Huh.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah. But let's move on to the next one, which is I vow I will block the undisputed showdown, says Francis Ngannou towards Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk.
And
Uh,
Alexander Usyk?
yes, he said that he
Huh.
wants to block it from happening because he believes that he will provide a solid beating, a solid beating towards Tyson Fury in their October meetup in their fight. So, what do you think about this?
Man, man, I hope so, dog. I hope so. I really do. I think that would have again the we've talked about this a couple weeks before, but I will coin it now. It's called the Sean Strickland magic, dog. The Sean Strickland magic. If this happens, it's real, straight up. But joking aside, I think what's most likely gonna go down is Ngannou is gonna look fairly slow against Tyson Fury, and then he's gonna gas out against Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury, at that point, he's just gonna let Ngannou throw, miss, like just throw some things here and there, see if he can catch off a couple counters. But then he'll throw, miss, throw, miss, throw, miss, try to get it inside, and then Tyson Fury is just gonna run away, get out of range, and then pop him with long range jabs, long range twos, long range hooks, long range everything. And once he feels like Ngannou is gonna slow down, then Tyson Fury is just gonna step in and do what he does best. So that's the only way I can see that happening, unless Ngannou can get lucky with a puncher's chance shot. With like maybe he gets in at one point, then while Tyson Fury is like trying to step away, then he comes underneath and throws like a really nice, like let's say overhand or a nice hook. Then I'd be so happy. But if we're going based off of like statistics and experience, you're gonna get like a fish out of water McGregor Mayweather type thing, in my opinion. I do want the Sean Strickland magic to happen. I definitely want Ngannou to win. It's just even if you had the best coaches, it depends on the experience and the person, and the experience for boxing is definitely not going to be there. Not in comparison to Tyson Fury. So that's my take. I just don't realistically see Ngannou doing any amount of actual unplanned damage to Tyson Fury. So yeah, what do you think, Mike? What do you think, Mike?
Again, I think that this is just wishful thinking. I think he just does the whole faith, trust, pixie dust type of belief here.
Mm,
I don't see, again, he is not an experienced boxer. Would I
Mm.
like him to throw an overhand right and clock Tyson Fury with a fucking Ford Fiesta into his brains? Absolutely. I absolutely would want to see that. But do I see it happening? More likely than not, it will not happen. I think Tyson Fury is just going to hit him 1-2, grab, hold, and put his weight on him and slow him down. That's how I see this fight going. It's going to be 1-2-3, hold, grab, put weight on Ngannou because Ngannou is like muscle bound heavy, and he going to slow down. And by like round 6, 7, he's going to get knocked out. Right?
Yeah.
And then Tyson Fury is going to be on this whole charade that he just beat the hardest puncher in the world and that he's going to knock out Usyk. And then he's just going to duck the fight.
Oh man,
He'll be
I
like,
swear to God.
the money is not there. I'm going to face John Jones instead. It is what it is. I think that's more likely than not what's going to happen with Tyson Fury.
But if we're
Um,
wrong, right? If we're wrong, we will be the happiest duo on YouTube. We'll be so happy to be wrong because
oh, dude,
we
I'll
were
be
so
like,
happy when Sean Strickland won against Iz. Oh, dude, we were through the roof to be wrong about that. But
after all the fucking
that's
hate we
again, yeah. But I mean, again, we if we're going off of realistic expectations, that's most likely what's going to happen. And because like look, we've seen Tyson Fury go against arguably a just the same amount of power, um
maybe faster
Wilder,
actually.
and faster, longer, and more experience, which is Wilder. And we've seen what he was able to do to Wilder, who in our opinions has more obviously has more boxing experience than Ngannou. And so it's just not gonna pan out like the way that like people who want Ngannou to win, who how they think it's gonna happen. That's not realistic. Um, so yeah, and even if he has Mike Tyson as the trainer, there have been other MMA fighters who have had good coaches in their corner, like for example Ben Askren, right? Freddie Roach was the coach for a little bit, and then you saw where that happened. So it's not just the trainer. Like the trainer can only do so much. It's the fighter at some point. The trainer's not the one fighting in the ring. So even though it's Mike Tyson and the story would be really cool if he won, yeah. Sorry, I don't know. I don't see it.
Nah, it's never gonna happen, bro. Like Tyson Fury has to like slip up major to take this L.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
I mean, there could be a point where Tyson Fury is, takes it a little too easy, and all of a sudden Ngannou just goes berserk and
I
just
hope.
lands it
I hope.
because Ngannou moves with his punches, so
Mhm.
it might happen. It might happen, and however, the chance of it actually happening is very, very slim. Let's put it that. Very slim. However, I must say I will actually place an official bet on this,
Really?
just in case, it
How
does.
much are you putting?
I'm gonna put $50 on it.
On who? Ngannou?
Yeah,
Real. All right, let me
yeah.
know how that goes.
If
Let me know how that goes.
if we do win, I'll just be as happy that Ngannou won, but I'll also be happy that I won some money.
How much? How
Because
much? What's your return on it?
let me just check on the odds for it really quick. Ngannou versus Fury odds. Yeah, Ngannou is a plus 700.
Wait. You get 700 off of 50.
No, he's a plus 700. That's how much
Okay, so what's
he
the
is.
what's the multiplication on that? Like
Let
you
me
say,
pull
put in
it up.
50, right? Like it's up 700.
Yeah. So here it is. Yeah, according to these odds, a successful $100 wager or 100-pound wager on Tyson Fury to win would yield a profit of just £8 and 30 cents.
Yay,
However,
$8.
if you put a bet of 100 on Francis Ngannou, it would profit $700 back.
Oh, dude, so that's like what, 350, 350
Yep.
that you get.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, that's you can do a lot with $350. That's a bunch of dates. That's like
Dude, that's a bunch of
like
books I could buy.
yeah, one book. It's a couple
Yeah.
books maybe.
Maybe
Let's
I might
pirate
put a
that.
hundred. I might put 100 just to get the 700 out.
Hey man, I'm
But
just saying it could happen, but you're talking about Vegas slots
mm,
here, bro.
yeah, but again,
Sean Strictly
Ngannou
Magic.
is yeah,
Sean Strictly
Ngannou
Magic.
has. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it is what
Yeah.
it is. So let's move on to the next one, which is a groundbreaking report that stated that Dimitri Bivol beats Canelo and his wife at the same time.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Yo,
Yeah,
what?
it came out, I think, recently that, again, Dimitri Bivol, a very soft spoken man, has, physically and mentally abused his significant other who's been with him for 16 years, right? Um,
Wow.
what are your thoughts about this?
Um, man, I gotta look into this more because I mean, it's like okay, so what the for all the viewers out there and for me included, what's the evidence, the actual evidence provided that makes this a worthy case?
Again, some of the evidence provided from Twitter is, again, pictures of his wife with all these bruises and stuff. Not too sure again on the video, but definitely I believe there have been pictures and screenshots on her Instagram of this that's been floating all over Twitter. Again, I
Mhm.
don't have it because it's like my Twitter is like completely filled with everything else. I can't find it, but it's out there. In addition to that, I think other boxing channels are currently covering it too. Um,
Wow.
there again, it's not just like a small thing. I mean, these are bigger boxing channels compared to what we are. They have like thousands, if not tens of thousands of subscribers who are listening into their show, and it's going out there that Dimitri Bivol has, you know I'm not saying it's been confirmed, but has been accused of doing this, right?
Wow. Yeah,
So what
anyway.
are
Yeah,
hmm?
yeah, yeah, my thoughts. Okay, so obviously we need to give this a little bit of time for all of the evidence to come out, right? Because making an accusation, especially of someone who has the caliber of Dimitri Bivol, is a really, really big thing and a really personally big thing for me, right? Because like I like Dimitri Bivol. We study Dimitri Bivol in our own gym. Like we take the little bit of his like for example, his two phase attack, right? It's where you set up with a jab, and he uses a very Soviet style of back and forth movement. It's where you start with a leaping jab or some kind of jab that progresses your movement forward, come back a little bit, wait for the counter. When the counter misses, then you fire a combination, and then you come back out of range, let them fire back, and then you do another attack, and then you get out of range. So that two-step phase, that two-phase attack, that's something that was straight from Bivol's playbook, and that's something that we studied, and that's something that we do. And so like and of course, like just watching him as a person, it's so weird. Like we he's like this soft-spoken guy. He seems like he would like love his family. He's very soft-spoken, doesn't talk about it. But what makes this, for me, what makes this hurts even more is that the the likelihood of this actually being real is is made worse by the fact that he's been with his wife for 16 years, right? So this is not like some gold digger thing or any or like it's less likely of that because it's not like the wife has been there for only like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. This is 16 years. This is before Bivol was even like a thing.
Yeah, champion either.
He was before he was a champion. This was before he even knew him. So like this is definitely not like one of those fame things. In my opinion, if you're with someone for 16 years, you know them inside, you know them outside, you love them for who they are, right? Like I can't speak for their marriage, but when you're with someone for 16 years, there has to be some level of yes, I love them for who they are. After that point, 16 years is a long time. Um,
Yeah,
and so that makes this worse because this is more likely, not saying this is, but this is more likely the case than not at this point if it's 16 years of marriage. But again, we have to see because there's a whole lot of like mess going on. It's definitely messy because the ex-wife's father is saying to not report this to the police. Then
oh
you
yeah, the
have
mother-in-law, like Dmitry Bivol's mother, is also being accused of partaking in the abuse,
yeah.
which
And
is
then, oof, 16 years of that, and this is just like a thing that's happened for this whole time. And then you have the physical abuse potentially by Dimitri Bivol. I mean, like the damage is apparent, and we don't know if it was like a slap or if it was like a scratch or if it was like a actual like a two-face counter, but like um man, I just really hope that this is not the case because I really look up to Bevel. And if like first you're telling me Andy Ruiz has some stuff going on, then you tell me Tank Davis has some stuff going on, then you tell me this is going on, like at some point, I swear to God, like knock on wood, if you're telling me that Lomachenko beats his wife, I'm gonna be really, really upset because like Lomachenko was my guy, right? He is like the reason I went into boxing in the first place, dude. So like I don't know, man. I can't have people that I look up to just start beating their wives all of a sudden. So I don't know. In my opinion, it's really unfortunate that this is happening to his wife. I really hope this is not true. We'll just have to see for that. I can't say anything else. So, what do you think, Mark? What do you think about this whole thing?
dude, it's hard, bro, because it is difficult to really figure out what's going on because to me it's just strange that even her own father is preventing her from going to the police, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why is it that Bivol and his own mom are also abusing her, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it just seems like so extreme. Like it's just hard for me personally to like fathom, right? If it was just Bivol, then I would have a little easier time. I'd be like, you know what, maybe, right? There's a possibility, but with this, I'm just kind of like in shock because Bivol doesn't come off like the type of guy to beat women.
Yes, exactly.
Like from all the interviews, from all and how he like conducts himself in these face offs and post fight and pre fight conferences, he looks like a nice dude, like
Yes.
genuinely. And I was like, all right, like he didn't go out there saying, I fucking body bag Canelo. No, he's very very respectful, right? And this coming out is just it's just crazy to me because I'm like, damn. And I'm not surprised that Isaiah champions for like women beaters and cheaters
Hey, hey.
because Isaiah like champions McGregor, like that's his guy. Like even after all the cheating, he's like, it is what it is.
Hey, no, 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 no. I did
That's
not say that. That is false information. That is false information. I did not see that.
oh, dude. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
Okay, never mind, never mind. I thought I saw I thought I saw like a video of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look for it. But yeah, it's all over in terms of like the different boxing news outlets from Boxing Scene to
Oh,
like
dude.
Sportscada talking about this. Um, again, it's also on other boxing channels like this. Boxing UK is talking about it. Again, this is not just off chance that this is fake news. It just seems like everyone who has like a platform is, gravitating to this because this is huge. To me, again, I think here in the United States, we do believe in this thing called innocent until proven guilty. So until that point happens, until it's definitive that this man fully two-pieced and some sides on his wife, I cannot say with a good conscience that this man is guilty. I think he's
Mhm.
still innocent until like definitively with a fact. Like there's a like solid video proof that this man three-pieced his wife. 1, 2, 3 on her face. Or, there's like clear signs of physical abuse, not like the makeup that Amber Heard was doing on
Yeah.
his wife, then yeah, I'd be like, yeah, this is not a good thing, right? But it's hard to push away the fact that they've been married for like 16 years, right?
Yeah.
I would say this is fake if it was like a 5-year marriage, right? But it's
Yep.
16 years with 2 kids, so
That's really hard to prove against. You know what I mean? Like 16 years is a long time, guys. Marriages don't last that long a lot of the times.
mhm.
Like if we look at the statistics,
Here, yeah,
exactly, right? Like it's really hard to see like to say like, that's not physical. But again, we gotta wait, right? Let the I think what the wife should have done was gone straight for like a lawyer. I'm sure she had some money to do that because like when I heard from Mark, right, when Mark said that the when he said that the father of the ex-wife was not saying to not go to the police, that tells me that either A, like they don't have like the funds to financially like support this altercation, or like they just straight up thinking like they won't win because of the connections that Bivol has in Russia, or it's not true, right? Those are like the three options. It's either they can't financially afford it, or she's actually like just crazy. So I don't know, because I don't know what dad would be like. Hey, let's not do this if it was for their daughter like getting beat up like that. So I don't know. I don't know.
it's a tough thing to pinpoint because even so, like I think one of Bevol's own promoters, Eddie Hearn, was asked about it, right? About
Hmm.
Bevol's ex-wife has made against him on social media, and Eddie Hearn said it's personal stuff. It's not for anyone to comment. Who knows? But we're only focused on his next fight, which could be in December or January.
Oh, dude, that's close.
Yeah, so
Oh
we'll
man.
see what happens, right? Whether or not this story or this claim becomes any more clear for us, right? So we'll see what
Mhm.
happens. But on to the next one, which is again, Bivol is set to fight December, either December or January, and Eddie Hearn has said that he is confident or very optimistic that he could make Dmitry Bivol versus the real Russian monster, Artur Beterbiev.
Oh,
And that's what he said.
immovable
He's
object
very
versus unstoppable forest dog.
yeah. He said he believes that this is a fight he could make again for undisputed. Um, we're mulling over an international fight for Dimitri actually on the same night as Haney. Hearn told Boxing News, "We'll see if that plays out. If not, he can go on December and maybe also very, very, very early January. But it's still the front runner for him to get out in December." Um, Hearn said that while getting Bivol back in the ring as soon as possible is top priority, he has also made it clear that a potentially big opportunity is in the near offing. Unified Russian champion Arthur Beterbiev, which holds the other belts, the WBC, IBF, and WBO, will be defending it against Callum Smith, and he believes that he could make that fight happen. It's kind of like just waiting for Callum Smith Beterbiev fight. We feel like we can make the winner of that fight, particularly against Callum. If it's better Biev, I think that fight can still get made, but we will fight this year, or worst case, first or second week of January. That's what he said. So what do you think, Isaiah, about that? The possibility that Dimitri Bivol could fight for undisputed against my guy,
Oh
Arthur
man, I mean,
Beterbiev.
this is like one of those Tank Davis moments where, before I thought that this would all affect the fight, but I guess in Tank Davis's case, personal stuff aside, he did what he had to do in the ring, and he showed it with aces. So it's like, they're able to. I think Bivol of someone of this caliber is able to just turn off everything personal. Anything that happens in that ring happens in that ring. So all that personal allegations aside, this is one of those like immovable object versus unstoppable force moments where we have Arthur Beterbiev, who is stylistically very different from Bivol. He is much more power focused, much more placement focused. And sometimes it's not something that you can in boxing, you will not get hit. You will not leave untouched in an actual boxing match. That's not a puncher's chance kind of thing. You will get touched up at least once or twice or however many times. Whenever you throw a combo, there is always a counter to that will at least land something. So, um, like you've seen it with Haney, Lomachenko, where Lomachenko would throw a barrage of punches and then Haney would just go body, right? So, in that same scenario, it's either Bivol outpoints Arthur Beterbiev, or Arthur Beterbiev uh just clips Bivol the right way and just takes him out. Because Bivol is not un stylistically, he's not untouchable. He does take hits. We've seen him like take pretty nasty like 1-2 combinations that have like flown his head backwards, but he does have a good chin. So we'll see how he does against Arthur Beterbiev. But we'll also see if Bivol can just stay out of range enough and hit right. That's like the way that Bivol wins. It's like really good, really good 1-2 combos that land for like all an ungodly amount of time, and he gets out just right, just the nick of time. So he's really good at doing that. We'll see. This is like again, we'll title it like immovable force versus unstoppable, immovable object versus unstoppable force type of thing. We'll see how it goes if it ever gets there. We got some business to attend to first.
Oh, man, I think Beterbiev still got it, bro.
You think so? I mean,
Yeah.
it's possible. It's possible.
Um,
He hits dumb hard.
he
He
has
hits really
100%
dumb hard.
knockout. 100% knockout. As devastating of a knockout artist that Deontay and Inoue and Tank Davis is, it ain't 100. And Arthur Beterbiev is that 100. Right?
When's his next fight? When is Arthur Beterbiev's next fight? Do
It's
you know?
actually coming up. Let me just double check really quickly. He's fighting against Callum Smith,
Okay.
who faced Canelo, actually. So this is one of Canelo's previous opponents. And let's see. Let's pull it up right here. They will be facing. Let's see. Where is this? 100% knockout ratio. When are they fighting? Come on. Where is this? Where's the date? Oh, it's supposed to be scheduled for Saturday, January 13th, 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah. Arthur Beterbiev is a different type of monster. Defensively, he's also prone to getting hit, but his pressure and his hard body punches, they don't look hard. but they really f you up, bro.
Oh, look at that. Yes.
Like
Yes.
I saw some of them. I was like, yo, that looks like those pity patty punches, and all of a sudden the guy's on the ground clenching his liver, and I'm like, damn, never
He's
mind.
just dead.
Yes, and the crazy thing is, in the amateurs, Better BF has the title or the claim that he's the only person known to put Alexander Usyk down.
Mhm.
Even though Usyk won by points, he still has that power to hurt Usyk to where Usyk went down, like legitimately went down.
Oh, yep.
So, again, that was in the amateurs. But now, Arthur Beterbiev, I hope happens against Dmitry Bivol. A lot of people are like, oh, he's just a hype job. I'm like, well, if he's such a hype job, man, why hasn't Bivol tried to fight him? Because literally, Arthur Beterbiev is trying his best to unify every belt. He's literally Thanos snatching all these Infinity Stones. He just needs one more, and Bivol has it. And once Beterbiev has that Infinity Stone, Canelo, if his dream is still to go up to 175, will have to face Arthur Beterbiev. I'm just
Mhm.
saying, bro. These old guys, especially, it seems like there's this been ongoing phenomena that if you stay longer in your amateur career, you have an elongated pro career. Again, you're not taking as much damage in your amateur career because you have headgear. Again, it's sanctioned. It's less time, less amount of time getting punished, shorter rounds, right? And it's more centered towards technique and strategy. And it seems like it's working well for people like Dmitry Bivol, Arthur Beterbiev, Lomachenko, Usyk, Zhang Zhang, and to an extent, Triple G. They spent a long amount of time, a large amount of their time in their amateur careers, and now they're still fresh into their pro career, even at their advanced age, except for Loma because he's old. But moving forward, it seems like there's been talks between Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum about creating a fight between Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia. So this is again brought to you by Michael Benson on Twitter,
Mm.
who stated that Oscar De La Hoya has confirmed that he has held talks with Bob Arum about making Teofimo Lopez versus Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda, potentially even on the same card. And he said this on the Volume Sports. What do you think about that, Isaiah?
Wait,
This,
Ryan Garcia is still with Oscar De La Hoya?
yeah, he's still with Oscar De La Hoya, even though there are legal battles going on. But
What?
as of right now, he is still signed and with Oscar De La Hoya.
That's so weird, dude. That's like a we out here fighting over shit. But you know what? I'll get you a fight though.
I mean,
That
here's
is
the
so
thing
weird.
because Ryan has signed a contract with Oscar, so
What a
can't
weird.
necessarily leave that.
I don't know, Ryan. I mean, you know what? I don't know much about that world. You do you, Ryan. I don't know if that was easier or if that was the only option you had or like because I don't know if one person in my team, which is like my promoter, and he didn't even want to show up when I lost because he said that he was scared of his safety, so he wanted a G5 jet plane and hightailed out of there. Uh, I don't know. I don't know and but anyway, aside from that, if this fight gets made, that's gonna be a really hard fight for Ryan. Not gonna lie. Uh, just based off of what what Tio was able to do, and he proved us wrong many times. His adaptation is really good, surprisingly really good. Um, And actually, yeah, this is actually the Tio was the one that my bad. No, I mean Tank too, but like Tio was also the one who had like these weird like allegations against him, and what we saw what he did in his last fight and his
Well, it wasn't
adaptation.
it, it wasn't really allegations. This is his wife just left him.
Oh yeah, well okay, sorry, not
The
allegations, but my bad.
divorced him and stuff like that, right? The private
Yeah,
instability. So
yeah, sorry, yeah, private instability, right? We thought that would affect him in his fight, but we were proven wrong. He just had this amazing, he has this amazing sense of adaptation. He's able to come up with these like these sequences of timing that whatever whenever his dad said just knock him out, apparently that works. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. I feel like that's a really hard fight for Ryan, because not only is Ryan trying to fix a lot of his own issues, but he's going up in weight to do it. So that's like, yeah, we'll see, because he's going up 140, right, to go against Tio.
yeah.
So yeah, so get like you have weight disadvantage, and you have like stylistic disadvantage where you're trying to implement the new things that you learned from Derek Lewis. I mean, is that his name? Sorry, I
No,
kept thinking
Derek
of it.
James, bro.
Derek James. My bad. Derek Lewis is a UFC fighter from Derek James, and it's like it's gonna be really hard to implement that like in a professional, like off the bat kind of thing, because when you're in the shit, and you will go back to what you know best, and hopefully what you know best is what you train for. That's going to be a really hard thing to do. So I think I still have excuse me, I think I still have Tio, like just acing that. So
Bro, yeah. Ryan Garcia ain't it, bro. Let's be honest. Like we've been on this platform. I've been calling Ryan Garcia out. I don't see necessarily the skill set, the pizzazz, the it factor for me. I just see a flashy guy with horrible technique that can get exploited by someone as skilled as Tank Davis. I think what Tio did to Loma and what Tio did to Josh Taylor, I think he can do easy with Ryan Garcia.
this adaptation is insane.
Ryan Garcia does not have adaptation. Ryan Garcia has good looks, though. I'll give him that.
He's a good looking dude.
All right. But
That's a good looking dude.
outside of his good looks, outside of his social media following, right? Dude, he is horrible in terms of his fundamentals. Like when he throws his jab, his right hand drops. When he throws a left hook, his right hand drops. When he throws his right hand, his left hand drops.
It's I think that's just him at that point. It's got him. Obviously, we saw it. He got caught with Tank Davis. Tank Davis lined it up like perfectly, where you saw like the drop in the hand, and then just immediately just capitalized and dropped him. This is before the body shot, by the way.
Yeah,
Talk about the actual drop.
But in terms of that, right? I think for Ryan Garcia, I think this is a horrible idea, and I think Oscar De La Hoya is trying to sabotage your career, my guy. I think Oscar is just trying to put you out of the limelight of boxing because a back-to-back loss is not good for your career.
Yeah, I mean, then you're talking about like if you could have asked for maybe a tune-up at 140, but you're going against Tio, who we could argue could actually beat like Haney at 140. So it's like, I don't think you want to. That's like you're going from that to one of the final bosses of the game, bro.
No, I just think, I think for Ryan, a tune-up would have been great. I think Jorge Linares is still fighting. I believe so, right? That would be a good tune-up for you.
Is Jorge at 140?
He's at 135, but I'm sure he can make 140.
Yeah, I think someone like, I think because Ryan Garcia is going into two new things, new weight class, new style of fighting, right? Improved Ryan is what you want to do. So you have to have some sort of tune-up before you go to Tio. I don't think you want to make Tio right away, unless you're confident enough that you can knock out Tio, because Tio can
No,
obviously be dropped, especially when Tio goes like ham, and then you've seen with Cambosos where Cambosos just dropped him.
nah,
So
yeah. Again, this is not going to be that because
so
one,
yeah,
Tio got no distractions no more. That woman's out of his life,
yep.
right? Let's put it out there.
Should have signed a
And
prenup, but let's get past that.
right, she's no longer in his life, right? He's
Okay.
more in a stable set of stable environment mindset, right? He's more in the
Mhm.
zen, and he's not about to lose to a TikTok star, all right?
Yeah.
Let's put
Well,
it out there.
a very, very talented, good-looking, top of the freaking
If I
chain
was
like that.
if I was Tio, I would gun for this fight. One, if this is a pay-per-view fight, bro, it's gonna do numbers because Ryan Garcia is a very popular guy with the women and like the casuals, right? The kids. Like I have students who keep asking me about Ryan Garcia and my opinions about him. All right.
Ooh.
They ain't gonna like my opinion, but they do ask. And then Teofimo Lopez, who is like a bunch of like the hardcore boxing fans love because he is very talented and he's very outspoken. So I think this is a great matchup in terms of the money, right? But in terms of for Ryan's general, career and safety, nah,
Mhm.
it's not for him. He gonna get violated, bro.
Go
That's the
tune up
thing.
first. Please go tune up first. Tio's not a tune up. That's straight to one of the last floor bosses, bro.
Yeah,
Go tune
just
up
look at
first.
Loma, bro. Look at Loma and look at what Tio did to Loma.
Hey, that's different, bro. But look at it this way, right? Loma, that was supposed to be an easy fight for Loma, and then it put his whole like trajectory on an offset.
Yeah, he will never be undisputed. Let's
At
go.
that weight class, no. So just put it that way. That's like one of the final bosses. Please be careful with what you're doing.
Yeah, Tio's not easy.
uh-uh.
He's so technical. He's technical
Ironically technical.
and like unorthodox all at the same time. He be
Mhm.
dance. He be break. If he break dance right in front of you, that means you lost the fight.
Dude, he did that in front of Josh Taylor. I felt so bad.
I
I was
was
like,
like, yeah,
oh
dude,
no.
we're done. And then he started dancing, and then he did a leaping left hook, caught Josh Taylor, and I was like, oh my
Oh,
god.
dude. Is it Gazelle punch caught him with those? Like, oh
Yes,
no. That was
I was
dope.
like that.
That was dope.
I mean, it was dope, but then that just shows the disrespect the man has for his opponent.
I mean, it was set up right, so it's
Yeah, Josh
what
Taylor
we
is
get.
so bedazzled by To's dance moves, bro.
Damn, he got caught with a gazelle, bro.
Yeah, and then let's move on to another from one not so talented a boxer in Ryan to the next Dylan Dennis versus Logan Paul.
Bro, you know what? This is gonna be funny. Watch, Ryan's gonna like call this out. He's gonna go on our show, and then we're gonna be in so much shit. I'm waiting for that day, bro. I'm waiting for that day.
Hey
It's,
man,
it, it, might, it
if he
might it might
knocks
not happen today.
if he knocks us both out, hey, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
Oh, bad the editing on that vid.
If he knocks us both out, it is what it is.
Oh
But
man.
this is my opinion. Again, I have factual evidence, clear, visible video evidence that this man has flaws, right? And if he gets really angry at us for calling him out on this, it just speaks more to him than us.
Oh,
Right?
we're covering our bases now. He said, guys, we're covering our bases now.
Yes.
We are severely afraid that he will take those facts and shove them up our ass, point blank. So
I'm not saying that neither of us in this show can like knock him out. No,
2-on-1
absolutely not.
though. Okay, we get a body bag by his. Have you seen his bodyguards, bro? Okay, we ain't gonna leave that out
Yeah, I
alive.
mean, yes,
We ain't
but
gonna leave that out alive.
if we do like an actual wrestling match, then yeah, dude, I got him.
You
But if
sure?
it's like straight boxing, nah.
No, we're getting bodied. You and me simultaneously. Yeah. Move on. Let's move on.
the Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. I think it's happening this weekend.
Oh,
On
yep,
the
October
14th.
14th.
Yeah.
Yep, October 14th.
So let's do our predictions. I'll let you go first, man, because this the build up for this fight has gone very ugly. Like
Ugh.
this is beyond my comfort zone in terms of trash talking. Like this
Mhm.
is unacceptable. Like there is a decorum, a sense or a standard level of trash talking. But Dylan Dennis fired those first shots and really went low. So I'll toss it to you first. I say.
Does this have to do something with? I think I saw a little bit about it. It was something about wives, something about partners. Is it something along those lines?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I never really like ran into that. I just kind of saw like little snippets, highlights of that where they're like going that route of trash talking. But if I'm gonna be real, I think just based off of activity, I'm gonna have to go with Logan Paul. Um, Logan Paul on this. Yes, I think Dylan Dennis is a world class jujitsu practitioner. He's worked with the likes of this is unfortunate, right? Because Dylan Dennis, like, for all the stuff that he puts out there on social media, it really doesn't make sense with the type of jujitsu practice that he was able to get from someone like Marcelo Garcia. So if you guys don't know who that is, Marcelo Garcia is one of the best jujitsu practitioners in the world. I have a former boss who has his own. He started his own jujitsu gym here in where I live, and he has rolled with Marcelo Garcia. So you know how jelly I'd be to roll with someone like Marcelo Garcia, who has rolled with people like Eddie Bravo. Everyone who knows who Eddie Bravo is from 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, and even he knows how good Marcelo Garcia is. He's that good. Marcelo Garcia is that good. He's that guy. Um, and under him, right? Under him was training Dylan Dennis, and it's unfortunate that Dylan Dennis had to go through all of this like social media stuff after hanging out with Connor. I don't know why that is, but I guess birds of a feather flock together type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Dylan Dennis, to be fair, is a very, very, very good jujitsu practitioner. Boxer, on the other hand, I do not think so. I think Logan Paul, with the amount of boxing training that he's had, and the experiences that he's had, even fighting someone like Floyd Mayweather, right? Um, and it was a quote unquote draw, even though Floyd Mayweather was obviously like just holding that whole fight open like that. He was holding that whole fight on his own shoulders. I still think Logan Paul can absolutely wreck Dylan Dennis in a boxing fight, which is weird to say because we've given so much shit to the Paul brothers over the course of our podcast career. But against someone like Dylan Dennis, who has been seen cracked, we've seen him get cracked before in public, and it didn't look too good. And Logan Paul having the height advantage, the minimal height advantage is like 6'1", I think 6'2". Dylan Dennis being like 5'11" on a good day. It's just like I think the experience coming from Logan Paul would probably give Dylan Dennis a run for his money. And I mean, okay, this is one of those like Sean Strickland magic type things. You might say that Dylan Dennis might have had a better time with his striking because he worked with Alex Pereira, and Alex Pereira, for some reason, wherever he touches, just manages to get a bit better. Sean Strickland, for example, just looks so good against Israel Adesanya, right? Because he did work with Alex Pereira, and he was able to fix a lot of the issues. So maybe they did something there with his striking there, but that's to be determined. I still think Logan Paul is gonna have this one in spades, but we'll see how this plays out. So what do you think, Mike? What do you think about this whole lineup?
Bro, I hope Logan Paul knocks this guy out. Like seriously, this I do not like Dylan Dennis personally because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He like as a human being, he is such a piece of shit.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense because he trains with someone like Marcelo Garcia, who's like so complete opposite demeanor. Like if you see Marcelo Garcia, he's super soft
Yes.
spoken. He's
Yeah,
like
he's a
super
really
humble.
like humble guy. Yeah. Gordon Ryan, arguably one of the goats of the no-gi, like
Yeah,
no-gi jiu-jitsu, right?
yeah,
He's like, it's remarkable as to how much like Dylan Dennis has fallen from being a respectable human being, like from training with Marcelo Garcia to now being just a meme and a troll on Twitter and trying to post pictures and trying to antagonize Logan Paul's fiance, girlfriend, whatever she is to him, right? A significant
uh-huh,
other,
uh-huh.
by posting pictures of her and stuff like that on his Twitter. Dude, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Who is this guy? What is happening here? All right. And I hope, I'll say this with genuine sincerity. If you ever do this and you talk about another man's girlfriend or wife or, sister or family member or kid, I don't care how much you try to fight me and beat me. I'm never shaking your hand after that fight.
That was low.
Like there is no, I have no respect for you as a human being if you ever do that. Like, I hope Logan Paul, like he knocks this guy out, memes him, and never shakes this man's hand. Because I'm honestly, this is just sickening as to see how this is unfolded on Twitter. It is ridiculous and it's gross. But to me, again, I think Logan Paul has more of the advantage in terms of boxing experience, but it is what it is. I just, I'm not gonna watch this fight. I'll be very honest, right
Nah,
here.
I don't give a fuck about this fight. I'm
We're
good.
only covering it because it just has so much traction on Twitter and like social media. But outside of that, dude, I just don't think it's really that important for us. But I do hope Logan Paul wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it was Jake Paul, it's a definitive knockout. But Logan's a little bit more tricky. He is bigger, but we'll see what happens. Uh, Dylan Dennis is just such a clown. I was like, God, what
Yeah,
happened?
I mean, I will say whoever's coaching Logan Paul, the Paul brothers, they're doing a really good job. Their basics
Yeah, they're good.
of jabbing to like opening up for larger combinations, like the basic things that would win you a boxing fight is actually very impressive. Because if you watch like Jake Paul fight, he's actually there. Like the things that he does is stuff that you'd learn if you were to go to an actual boxing gym. It's like the jabs there, the consistent jab, the range fighting is there, and then like when it's open, right? You see that something is open and the combination flows. It's nice. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, it is what it is. So let's move on to the next one, which is the MMA section. So Isaiah, what's up with this? What's up with this little shit show?
All right. So we have the Makachev fight. Just slow down the line there, right? But before that, we got some stuff coming up. This week, for example, just recently, it's just come out. It's probably all over the news by now. But Conor McGregor, whenever his stuff comes into play, we always talk about it because it does bring headlines. That is true. But there is an article posted on an MMA junkie that Conor McGregor has taken the next steps to his UFC return by actually signing up for the USADA testing pool. So my guess is right, and Mark's guess is that all of the PEDs that he's been on to help heal his leg and give him the strength back is finally out of his system. So he's in the PP test pool, get his PP test. So we will see how that goes. It would be super hilarious if they find like PEDs on there. It's like, well, it's not to be surprised, but because he did look super big. But we will see. We will see how that goes. But it's good. It means that he's actually taking the time necessary to get into a fighting condition to go against oh my god, his name is evading me. Michael Chandler. So we will see. We will see. They just mainly talked about uh that he signed up. He submitted the paperwork. So he's not in the pool yet, but he's signed up for it. So once that gets around, news will come about. He's taking the steps to get there. That's all it is. So Mark, what do you think about McGregor finally getting into the testing pool or signing up? He's finally signing up for the testing pool.
Hey man, he's still, dude. The effects of PEDs, even if it's no longer in your bloodstream, it'll still be there, bro.
Oh hell yeah!
He's just off the cycle now.
Oh hell yeah!
Maybe that's why he hasn't been into any erratic behavior as of late. Just saying.
I mean, he has been training. He has been training.
Yeah, but
which looks pretty good. Not bad.
Let's be honest. Training is different from the actual fight, and
Mm-hmm.
Michael Chandler has been in that freaking kitchen for a while now.
He's been cooking.
Even though he's lost like very close losses to these top level guys, Connor better be ready.
I swear to God, if he gets up kicked and he gets knocked out by Michael Chandler, that would be
I'd be laughing.
hilarious.
I will be on here clowning you so bad. I'm like, Michael Chandler
Oh my
both your idols.
God.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
I cannot predict. I hope that does not happen. I will knock on wood. But we'll see what happens, right? Because that's true. Conor McGregor has to get over the
ring rust, bro. It's been
that's
what,
a thing.
2 years?
It's a thing. Oh, more than that, I think.
When was the
it was Dustin Poirier 3. Whenever that was. I think that was 2021. I think around there. Somewhere around there. It was
pull up his record right now.
It was a little post COVID because I remember pre-COVID was because he fought Dustin Poirier twice.
Here it is. He has lost just July 10th, 2021.
2021. Okay, so 2 years. That is a bit of a time, and he hasn't been training because he's been trying to be in post recovery for that titanium shin. And I can guarantee you that Michael Chandler is going to be checking that. He's going to be checking how good that titanium shin is. So we will see.
Bro. Here's the thing, but the last time McGregor won was in 2020.
Oof, that is 3 years ago. Against I know that because I was there watching it.
Yeah.
And Cowboy Cerrone with shoulder strikes. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was the last time he won.
That was the last time he won, and then he tried to do it again, and then he lost from a calf kick, and then he went for immediate rematch, and he lost because he broke his ass leg. So yeah, we know what we will see. We will see because let's get this straight. Michael Chandler is he's no Dustin Poirier. He is doesn't have the gas tank like Dustin Poirier either. Dustin Poirier does have gas tank issues too, but not like McGregor, and definitely not like Michael Chandler. So Michael Chandler is he's oddly striking based too. Like he looks like a wrestler, but he's more striker based than.
Very like Chad Mendes type of thing.
Yeah.
Rush into you with combinations, even though he has a very good wrestling background.
Yeah. So we'll see, because we'll see if ring rust beats just actual fighting prowess. Because if Conor McGregor was in tip top shape, I would absolutely gun Conor McGregor over Michael Chandler. But Michael Chandler has more in-ring experience as of late. That's a big thing. So yeah. But speaking of that, this is a good segue. This is our last topic for today. Is talking about Tony Ferguson, which is a good segue because we're talking about that up kick, right? So this one, right? This article is talking about Tony Ferguson his feelings, right, on never being able to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? So if you guys don't know the history behind these two, Tony Ferguson and Khabib, this is a fight that has been made, I believe, 4 times, 4 to 6 times. It's around that range, and it's been tried. This fight has been attempted to be made multiple times, but for some outworldly universe reason, this would be a good this would be a good argument for like things happen or don't happen for a reason. This is a really good case for that argument because the reasons for why this fight has never happened, Ferguson versus Khabib, it's so weird. It's either like Khabib's not in it, or like Ferguson's not ready, or like the most recent one, like days. You're talking about days before the weigh-in. I think it was like one day before weigh-in on April 1st of anything. Tony Ferguson trips on a wire and breaks his knee. Like he tears his ACL and everything. And that puts him on like a whole war path down to recovery, and he beats like Anthony Pettis, I believe. And then he just loses and loses and loses and loses. And then Khabib retires. And then that's the universe we go down. So you can just imagine like just the trajectory of not being able to fight this dude for like 4 plus times, and then just losing to yourself the day before the weigh-ins is insane to me. So, but anyway, this article goes along to talk about the most desired lightweight clash between Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov will remain to be an unfulfilled desire for all UFC fans worldwide. The fight was scheduled to happen 5 times, but for some reason or other, it got canceled. And long story short, Ferguson believes a part of him was lost after Khabib retired. And then so Tony Ferguson has some words to say from some interview. Tony Ferguson talks about the Khabib fight recently on the MMA Hour. Tony Ferguson reflected on the time when he was supposed to fight Khabib and explained how he felt after Khabib left the sport forever. He says, and I quote, "I've never really sat there and thought about the wins, losses, or the trophies or anything like that. I've always just been compete, 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 compete," Ferguson said. And I know when Khabib left, a little part of me left with that. It kind of sucked a little bit because we've always had that. And I won't say negative energy, but the hype that was built around that. And that, and then when that disappeared, the pandemic hit and my beep team left, and they then just a whole bunch. There was nothing else left for me, kind of, except what I told myself was I wanted to compete. And then he further went on to say that I wanted to compete enough so that I would maybe possibly win or lose. Khabib would come back. So I had to find myself and kind of, like I said, let go over a couple of things because anger is not the only thing you want to keep holding on to. And then that frustration that comes with it, when you don't have that ability to take care of business or make that amends, I still don't want to shake the the beep hand. He's still fat in my book, and Connor's still a little beep too. But at the end of the day, there's another day, and that's the next day. I don't know. Sometimes when Tony Ferguson talks, especially on social media, it's so cryptic that you might need like some sort of Tony Ferguson like interpreter to hieroglyphically of like take apart what he says and put it into an actual sentence. But like that's weird. Like I think Tony, I personally, right, before I give the mic over, I think Tony Ferguson should really look at himself rather than like what happened or what didn't happen with Khabib. I feel like that one moment shouldn't define over what your career is, because there's much more than that. I feel like you should have just said that, like, oh, Khabib didn't happen, whatever, let's move on. And I think you should focus more on the fact that you should look at the way that you fight, because it hasn't been working for the past 6 fights in a row. Um, think that's a lot more pressing than just one fight that didn't actually happen, because there's a lot of better arguments to be made about other people that you fought and you should have won, or that should have happened in a way that people thought you would, but it didn't. So yeah, what do you think, Mark? What did you think about Tony Ferguson's mindset about how he was never the same after Khabib, and if he should focus on anything else?
Man, I'll just be honest, bro. Tony's call this Tony's fighting stance or fighting style is so bad in general.
Yeah.
There is no defense. He doesn't, and this is not to discredit like how tough Tony is, right? Because sometimes being tough is at times a detriment to you as a fighter. Because
Yeah.
again, that just shows that you take punches and no defense. And the issue isn't in terms of how great Tony is. It's the issue of, has he adapted to any of his opponents? Because he has fought the same since his loss to Justin Gaethje.
Mm-hmm.
No adjustments. It seems like he's talking about how his other teams, like his team, left. So I'm assuming that might be Eddie Bravo, right?
Oh no
I
dude!
haven't seen I haven't seen him in Tony's corner since the Gaethje fight.
Oh
Right?
man.
So is he alluding to that? I don't know, because I haven't heard anything from that. But it seems like the things that made, that Tony and Eddie Bravo have talked about that would secure a victory against Khabib, Tony has never used against other people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I remember this to all the people who are listening. Isaiah used to talk so much shit to me every fucking day about how Tony's style is the one that will beat any wrestler. Oh, Tony's designed and trained to fight off his back. He gonna submit you. He gonna use his elbows. He gonna do this. Yeah, never have I seen that. Never have I seen that. Maybe I've seen it like briefly against Anthony Pettis, but that's mostly Tony's relentless pressure and getting hit in the face.
Where was that guy? Where was that guy, dude? Okay, I would say Tony Ferguson shouldn't be looking at the Khabib fight that didn't happen. You should be looking at the Gaethje fight. That's when everything changed. I do want to interject a little bit here because I do have information for you, right?
Okay.
So this is from the same place, MMA Junkie, but this was made back in May 19, 2020. Because I was trying to look it up. I was trying to see what team, like if Eddie Bravo was the team that he was talking about that left. So UFC 249, Eddie Bravo describes cold feet while coaching Tony Ferguson at UFC 249. I wasn't ready for it. That's what Eddie Bravo said. So Tony Ferguson absorbed plenty of punishment throughout his interim lightweight title fight with Justin Gaethje, but it wasn't until after the fourth round that Eddie Bravo realized his guy was in trouble. At that moment, Bravo got the surprise of his life. This is, I quote, this is what Eddie Bravo said this on a Joe Rogan podcast. Right when the bell rung after the fourth round, Rashad goes around and goes, "Eddie, get in there." I wasn't ready for it. Bravo said on this week's episode of Joe Rogan podcast, "I wasn't ready to walk in there." Bravo, a renowned jiu-jitsu coach, was one of three men in Tony Ferguson's corner at UFC 249, but he did not envision himself having to talk Ferguson into rallying to win a fight he was clearly losing heading into a fifth round. So I walked in there going, "What the fuck? I'm not an MMA head coach," Bravo said. "This is the fourth round. He's hurt. And plus, my car got broken into last week. They stole my glasses. I need my glasses. I'm pretty blind, so I didn't know how cut up he was until I walked up to him. Okay, I'm supposed to give him advice, the wide receiver coach. It was a mistake for me to go in there. It was a mistake. And Ferguson went on to lose by TKO in the 5th round. Bravo and Ferguson long have had a close relationship. Bravo joined Ferguson's camp for 249. That was the Gaethje fight. While he was scheduled to challenge lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. The thought was simple: Bravo would polish Ferguson's ground game in preparation for Nurmagomedov's wrestling heavy attack. But the fight fell off 2 weeks prior to its original date because of the global virus, and in came Gaethje. Bravo, however, remained part of the camp and made the trip to Jacksonville to be in Ferguson's corner. So Bravo wasn't really even like he wasn't even one of the main coaches. He was just the jujitsu coach, which is like in Connor's corner, it would be like that one guy who does jujitsu with him. Forgot his name. But I guess it's not. Oh, my bad. It's not like Connor, because Connor's head coach, John Kavanaugh, is also his jujitsu coach, because he does have a striking coach, but it's not John Kavanaugh. It's someone else. And yeah, so I guess maybe he just didn't have him on in the corner because he wasn't really jujitsu focused. I don't know, but you're right. I just haven't seen him in a while. But that's where that is. I guess Eddie Bravo just hasn't shown up after that Gaethje fight.
Again, it's just it's just I think he just needs to change. If he can't change, then he should retire. Like,
yeah,
seriously. Like, isn't he set to fight someone soon?
Yeah, he's set to fight in the Paddy Pimblett, but that's like later down the line, though. I think.
Right.
Yep, we talked about that.
Okay.
Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah. So again, it's not Khabib, bro. Like, don't pin it on Khabib.
It wasn't nothing left with you with Khabib. It's just you.
Yeah, you, bro.
Khabib is not like an ex that like you can't get over, bro. It's done. Get over. You gotta focus.
No, it's not even that. Like, you never even got in the octagon with Khabib, so you can't be like, dude, Khabib's the one that got away. I could have gotten a rematch. It would have been a different story.
No,
no,
it would have looked just like even worse than Charles Oliveira. It would have just looked just like that. Or Berenil Dariush, or even Bobby Green. Even Bobby Green.
That was bad.
Oh man.
Yeah, he got beat up by Nate Diaz too. Oh. Well, now let's be honest. I was just playing around at that point, but I think again, it's Tony.
It's Tony.
At the end of the day, his unorthodox training and unorthodox style is what has caused him this failure, bro. It is not Khabib leaving, and it's not the fire leaving him, right? Maybe it might be that, but to me, you shouldn't base your desire to improve and desire to fight on someone else. It should be inside of you. You should be like, I want to do this because I want to reach, legendary status. I want to be the best. And it seems like he set his goal on someone, and that someone isn't there anymore. And now he's blaming his strings of losses because of that absence of Khabib. Mm-hmm. I think that's a horrible type of reasoning to explain why he's never been the same, right? I think that Justin Gaethje left hook is what changed his mindset, bro.
Oh, dude, it was just more than left hook. It was like left hook, uppercut, straight right. Just the whole Justin Gaethje was not it was just not good for you.
No,
it was just, oh man.
And it seemed like whatever Tony threw didn't really bother Gaethje until maybe that one surprise uppercut, and that was it. Afterwards, Gaethje sat down defensively and started beating the hell out of Tony again. Mm-hmm. And I just think to avoid any more punishment for Tony, he needs to rely on his motherfucking ground game.
If any, but it's weird because yes, like he's supposed to be good off of his back, but it seems like the meta shifted to where there is like clear cut reasons why it's such a bad idea for you to stay on the bottom. I forgot where I watched it before. We can wrap up here soon, but like there was something that I watched earlier about why being on the bottom, like on your back, just striking wise and like what's available is just not good for you. Like you can get struck so bad. Like Charles Oliveira started doing those hammer fists against Benel Dariush, and those are like super effective, and they seem to be like within the meta. It's just I've never seen someone. Like I've said before, like how Tony Ferguson was able to fight well off his back. That's only happened in the scenario where they weren't able to strike from top position. So like what's his name? He recently retired too. Oh man. I'm forgetting his name. Guy he has like a tattoo on his back of his head. Samurai tattoo back of his head. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Shoot.
I forgot his name.
It's not for some reason Keith Thurman is like popping to my brain. That's not it. It sounds like that, but it's not. It starts with a K. K something.
Kevin Love?
Who?
Is it Kevin Love?
Kevin who?
Let me just double check this.
No, dude, it's he did a Darce against him from black position.
Let's see.
Kevin.
Just Poirier. Let me look for him.
Oh my god, I should have just done this earlier. So Kevin Lee. Oh, Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee. Yeah. Kevin Lee.
Brother of Keith Lee. There we go.
Yeah. So Kevin Lee, perfect idea of where like being from back position actually works, where like you're able to take off both of their arms and then pull off like an angle to get a triangle transition or a Dars from that area, or like because you move up, go into a Dars, but he hasn't done any of that. He just kind of stays on his back the whole time, waiting for like something that's not going to happen. Because I noticed that with the Bobby Green fight, he would just wait on his back, and Bobby Green would just stay there, stationary, not giving him an angle, and then just popping shots here and there, elbows, hard shots, goes back to position, hard shots. There's it's such a bad idea to stay on back position from that. So I don't know where he's getting training from. I don't know how he's changing. It's just not looking good. I just don't want him to get CTE, bro. It's gonna be the saddest thing in my life.
He's definitely gonna get that, bro.
Oh, probably. I don't know, man.
That up kick from Michael Chandler gave him that instantly.
Oh, dude. When that happened and he lost like his not getting knocked out streak. Jeez.
Oh, dude. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's lost 6 in a row, my guy.
Yeah, I know. 6 in a row. I can name all 6 of them too. It's Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, Benel Dariush, Michael Chandler. There's
Nate
2 more.
Diaz.
Nate Diaz, and then Nate Diaz, Bobby Green. So 6 in a row.
Shit, bro. Damn it.
Let us know what you guys think. Tony Ferguson can inch this one out one last time, one last hoorah against like a person that we actually want to lose.
No, I don't think
know
so.
in the comments, bro. But that's it. That's all I have.
I think the best for Tony is Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, but even Paddy Pimblett has like, I swear to God, he's more like well-rounded than Tony.
Yeah, he's Tony is now going to be the punching bag of the UFC.
Oh, dude, I hope, my hope is if he doesn't wins this, at least I feel like Dana White should just
cut him.
Just not for the sake of that. Of course, watching Tony Ferguson, he's like an icon of the UFC, but there comes a point where your safety as a human being and as your life and what you have should override that. It should override that at some point, so that you don't end up like Muhammad Ali.
Well,
So
whoever is in Tony's corner, his head coach, should have like a serious talk with him. It's like, if you lose this one, we're gonna pull the plug on it. We're gonna make sure that Dana also pulls the plug on you.
yeah.
But it's hard for like a professional athlete to even come to that,
Mhm.
because Tony was that guy for a long period of time. But ever since that Gaethje loss, man, it's been like really bad downhill.
That, or
It's
like
not.
times change. Times change.
Yeah, maybe his style no longer is suited for this
Yeah.
new UFC.
It's not.
Um,
It's really not.
yeah, I just hope that Tony invested his money well,
I do too.
because if he did not, dude, he gonna be broke,
Oh, please. Please
or
no.
he'll have to face Jake Paul to get some money.
That he would get paid more than anybody has ever paid him in his entire life for that one fight, bruh.
That is sad. That is very
That's
sad.
really sad, but it's also true, and I would take that in a heartbeat. That would set you
I
for
mean, that's
the
what
rest
Nate
of your
Diaz
life.
said, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Nate Diaz was the same thing. He got paid more in that singular fight than he did like in his entire UFC career. That's insane to me.
That is sad.
That's
That is
yeah.
ridiculous that the UFC does that to them.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, however, I do like MMA rules over boxing rules any day of the week. Based on the fact that, like, if you get called out once, that's it. Like, the fight's over, you lost. That will severely help your chances of not getting CTE. Because boxing, for some reason, they're like, hey, yo, you just got like almost flatline, but if you can regain yourself in like 10 seconds, we'll let you go again. Yo,
No, I think,
just put
well,
that into perspective, dog. Can you think about that for a second? Like,
but also think about this, right? You get flatline, right, and you continue on. You're still at the end of the day, you are going to get paid $10 million guaranteed,
oh yeah, well, I
compared
guess
to the
that's
one
the trade-off.
in MMA, where it's like 500,000 or $1 million, and then plus whatever the add-ons that you get for the pay-per-view share.
Yeah, I mean that's the trade-off. Like, it's boxing is very lucrative if you're top of the pile,
Yeah.
but I will say, it'd be really hard to use your money to go visit a different country if you're paraplegic. So, uh, just keep that in mind. Keep that
I
very much in
mean,
mind.
look at Floyd. Look at
That's
Sugar Ray
one.
Leonard.
That's two. That's two people.
Look at Oscar De La
That's
Hoya.
three people.
Look at Mike Tyson,
My
Evander
four people,
Holyfield,
five
Lennox
people.
Lewis,
You're
Vladimir
talking about
Klitschko,
you're talking
Vitaly
about a
Klitschko.
you're talking about a very small, like, that's
I
not the
can keep on
norm.
listing some people who made
Sure, that's
some
like
moolah.
that's still a very small portion of people.
Again, they
A
like,
very small portion of
if you
people.
even want to go even further back, right?
Okay.
Let's. I'm trying to remember his name now. Let me pull up his name. What's his name? Yeah, Larry Holmes, right? Like
Okay.
the guy that completely destroyed Muhammad Ali in their fight, right? Larry Holmes fought in the 70s, and yet he still lives a very comfortable lifestyle because he invested his money well.
I'm just saying, be careful. Be very, very careful.
I do have to say that there are more people who die in boxing than in MMA.
Yes. For that
Uh,
specific reason, because MMA, if you go down and if you can, if there's no 10 count, by the way, if you go down and that's it, the ref will finish you off. You lost the fight. I think boxing should be like that, but
nah. Hell no.
I'm just saying.
Nah, I wanna see someone get almost completely. Well, you know what? Yeah, I just want to see someone get body bagged and then get up to continue on to win the fight.
Just be very
It is
careful.
what it is, bro. I mean, there's differences because like in the UK, if you don't answer back in terms of getting like completely punched out, right, the ref stops the fight.
Yeah, but
Well,
how often does that happen though?
here in the United States, that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at the fight between Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Usyk lands a clean right jab to his face. He goes down, ref counts him out, and that's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that was just Dubois getting up. We can go in
Look
that
at
whole scenario.
look at Joe Joyce versus Zaylee Zhang too. Joyce gets body bagged, tries to get up, ref doesn't fully count and calls it a day.
Mm.
Right.
And,
But
or sometimes you get like Tyson Fury versus versus
yeah,
Wilder,
where
where
he's
he's just
like,
on the
hey, you
ground.
want to
Hey,
walk? You want to keep on walking? Yeah.
yeah, we'll give it a go. Yeah,
Yeah, like,
you
let's
kind of good. Yeah, all right, keep going.
yeah, let's keep on walking. Yeah, you good? This is a 30.
Ah,
There's a 30 count at that point. Hell no.
yep.
But it is what it is. Tony needs to retire if he loses to Patty, because that would be a very obnoxious win right there. As much as like I don't like Tony because of the bad memories that Isaiah has pushed me through all our years in college, I'm
They
finally
were
getting my
even bad,
revenge.
man. No. We'll see. You
No, it
know
was really bad. Don't try to play it down, bro.
what was bad about it? There's nothing bad about it.
Bro, you would like talk so much. You're like, Khabib ain't that it, bro. You know, fucking Tony gonna body bag him.
Hey,
Jiu-jitsu's
man,
better. I was like, okay, all right. We'll see when that happens. It never has.
it never has.
Okay, we've seen the
Oh.
two different career paths both of them have taken.
And then
One
Khabib's just
is
chilling with cows and farmland.
yeah,
Oh,
that's why he's arguably the GOAT. And then there's Tony, who's now like a complete husk of himself, bro.
oh man,
Ugh.
that's so bad.
Yeah, because Khabib faced the same opponent and Justin Gaethje, and look what he did in the second round, chokes him out.
Yeah,
It is what it
chokes
is.
him out like cold too.
I thought,
Yeah.
the ref should have seen that tap. Oh, he did tap, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's you rewatch that fight. Justin did tap. Ref did not see it, and Justin went to sleep. That's the thing. But again, guys, thank you for tuning in to the M&I's podcast. Again, if you guys enjoyed our content, please hit that like, comment, and subscribe.
Of course, we are improving every single day, and we can't wait to bring you guys more. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, and we can't wait to see you guys next week. Peace, guys.